All right, so we are at the Philly Art Museum steps today doing a spec project with some friends. I got Jay, Sean, and Jake back there venting our talent. Wanted to try my hand at some creative filmmaking. So Jake and Jay Sean are getting these shots right now. I'm trying my hand at directing, which is new for me because I'm used to being a one-man band. But so I'm trying my hand at directing and letting them sort of run the cameras on this, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. The shots that we've gotten so far look pretty good, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished project.
All right, welcome to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Andrew, and I am a freelance videographer from New Jersey. Like I said, this project was a spec project that I filmed with a few friends. We got there around sunrise at the Art Museum steps, and we didn't get done till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a very productive day. We were walking all over the city trying to get as many different shots as possible. This is a different type of project for me. I'm really trying to expand into more cinematic imagery and more of a documentary style feel. Typically I do a lot of corporate and talking head style projects, but this I wanted to make this a little bit more artistic. So this was a fun shoot. It's not very often that I get to work with a crew, so we had a lot of fun bouncing ideas off each other and really trying to work together to get the best images possible. I'll show some stills from the project thus far, but I am definitely not ready to unveil the finished project. We still have to do a pickup day of filming and audio capture, but so far it is coming along quite nicely. I'm very excited. Fast forward to a few days after the Philly shoot, and we are here in my backyard, and we are combing through all of the color profiles on the Lumix S5 Mark II X. I've had this camera for about 6 months now, and honestly, I can't believe I haven't done this sooner. When I got the camera, I just sort of set it up with all of the custom profiles that I needed for the marketing agency, and then I let it be. But I recently found myself in trouble on a client shoot when they hired me for a project, and I filmed the whole thing in log and took the time to color correct and color grade it. And you know, my color grading skills are a work in progress, but I think the final product came out really nicely, and the client loved the final product, but they didn't love how long it took me to deliver the final product. It took me a couple of weeks. While it was still in the scope of our contract, they were hoping for a quicker turnaround time, and they're absolutely right. They should have had it a lot sooner than that. So it really prompted the need for me to sort of have some pre-selected color profiles that I can turn to and film client projects in with minimal color correcting, minimal color grading, and be able to export and turn around those assets much faster. So here's a quick side-by-side of all of these color profiles from the Lumix cameras. I saved my favorite 3 for the end, and those are probably going to be the ones that I experiment with the most on upcoming client shoots and creative projects in my free time. But it's the natural look, the Cine D2, and the HLG 2100. Just a quick editor's note here that I'm a fan of the more muted look of the natural color profile. I don't know, it's just something about it that's kind of cool. But I also like the contrasty look of the Cine D2, and I'm actually really impressed with the HLG profile of the Lumix cameras. I didn't think I was going to like them, but the more I look at it, the more balanced and just really nice it looks, and I think it could look really good in a social media project for our clients. So I'll probably be experimenting a lot with that look in the coming weeks. But if you have a favorite color profile, let me know what it was down in the comments below. Another area where I've been trying to improve lately is my lighting. Again, when I'm on these agency shoots, things are pretty standard. I just need to get the scene evenly lit. There's no shooting from the shadow side or no creative lighting choices or anything like that there, and that's totally fine. But it definitely means that when I'm lighting other scenes or attempting other projects, you know, my lighting skills are a bit lacking. So here we are in my living room, and I am trying to work with my studio panels from LumeCube to try to get the lighting elements just right and sort of practice, you know, setup, intensity, color temperature, all that sort of stuff, and just get a feel for how to get better at lighting. All right, so I think I figured it out. I just want to break down the lighting and the setup in that last shot. So I had my GH6 set up. I had an ND filter on there. I'm not quite sure what the ND filter was set to. I just kind of twisted it until I exposed it to the scene. I went a little bit overexposed because sometimes when I notice when I'm underexposed on the Lumix cameras and then I try to bring it up
in post, the shadows are like really noisy. So I do try to overexpose a little bit, usually around like +1, but I would imagine that it depends on a case by case basis. This is the LumeCube Studio panel. I use this for all my lighting setups, and I was at 5200 Kelvin, so the color temperature was right around 5200, which is usually that daylight number that you would go for, somewhere around there. And I was messing with the brightness all the way down from 25% up to 100% at 25, 50, 75, and 100. So that was what I was playing with. I threw it into Final Cut, and I did some basic color correcting, and I slapped a LUT on there to give it this like sort of cool blue, like wintry, moody look. Not the best at color grading, I'm not the best at lighting, but that's why we practice and we experiment. So that's what I was doing with this scene.